The nation was once again shocked. The Karur stampede at a political rally in Tamil Nadu tragically claiming lives was not just a political story. It was a brutal reminder of a deep systemic failure. This wasn't a one-off. From the Kumbh Mela to New Delhi railway station to an IPL victory parade, these preventable tragedies keep happening. Why? Why in 2025, with all our technology and development goals, are we still failing to manage our crowds? Today, we are dissecting the core reasons behind India's stampede crisis, the legal loopholes, the administrative lapses, and the way forward. The core problem, causes, and consequences. To understand the problem, we have to look at the anatomy of an Indian stampede. It's a perfect storm of four major factors. First, overcrowding and planning failure. We consistently plan for expected crowds, not maximum crowds. Whether it's a religious event or a political rally, the expected turnout is often drafted by the reality. Second, trigger events and infrastructure bottlenecks. A sudden fall like the one that triggered the Karur rally tragedy or a rumor can turn a dense crowd into a fatal crash zone. Add to this poor infrastructure, narrow entry or exit points, weak barricades, and you create deadly bottlenecks. Think of the New Delhi railway station stampede due to a narrow FOB. Third, administrative lapses. This is the governance deficit. A lack of an early warning system and poor coordination between the police, civic agencies, and event organizers. The RCB IPL victory parade failure highlights exactly this fragmented responsibility. The consequences are devastating. Huge human cost, eroding public confidence, and a massive economic burden for rescue and compensation. Globally, these tragedies also undermine India's reputation, legal and constitutional dimensions. But the state is legally bound to prevent this. Under Article 21, the right to life, the government has a constitutional duty to ensure citizen safety in mass gatherings. Legally, stampedes fall under the Disaster Management Act 2005 classified as man-made disasters. This act mandates preventive and mitigation strategies. And the Supreme Court has weighed in the destruction of public and private properties versus State of AP case. The court explicitly directed authorities to ensure accountability in handling mass events. The framework exists. The problem is simple. Low compliance with safety norms. The NDMA's 2014 guidelines on crowd flow and barricading are routinely ignored. And compared to global events like the South Korea Halloween or Germany Love Parade tragedies, India shows a persistent weakness in institutional learning. The tragedy repeats. The way forward solution. So, how do we fix this? The answer lies in moving from reactive management to proactive scientific crowd control. Solution 1, scientific crowd management. We need to stop relying on instinct and start using AI-based predictive modeling, drone surveillance, and sensors to monitor real-time crowd density. The successful use of GIS mapping during the Kumbh Mela in 2019 proves this works. We need dedicated crowd management units under state police, just like specialized security forces. Solution to infrastructure redesigns and global best practices. This means wider entry or exit routes, proper crash barrier, and dedicated evacuation corridors. We must adopt best practices like the one-way flow design used successfully at the Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Solution 3, strict accountability. The Disaster Management Act must be used to enforce penal provisions for negligent organizers and hold administrative bodies directly responsible through real-time preparedness audit. Solution 4, community awareness. Finally, the public needs to be a part of the solution. We need mass awareness campaigns on safety protocols and training volunteers in first aid and evacuation drills. Stampedes are not acts of God. They are preventable failures of planning, administration, and execution. As India strives towards Viksit Bharat 2047, building world-class infrastructure and a strong economy, the most fundamental measures of progress remains protecting the right to life of its citizens in every public space. This demands political will, administrative honesty, and technological investment. What do you think is the single biggest factor contributing these tragedies? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this explanation helpful, please like and share and subscribe for more in-depth analysis. Thank you. Jai Hind.